it keeps getting gooder and gooder. I'm telling you, people, like Kabaneri and all that, all the people that have had their worries on the show is like, ooh, I don't know, is the quality gonna drop and all that? And even for this one being the slowest part, like, you know, of all the, you know, the episodes that we've had so far, and don't worry, slow does not mean bad, but boy oh boy, did we find out some interesting stuff about Ikoma and the rest of the world. Can I just give props immediately to Mume, like, for, like, one, just keep kicking Ikoma's ass around the ground and shit, trying to train him, and it's like, oh, you gotta have a boom and a wow, and I was like, this bitch is crazy. Like, even, like, Ikoma's like, what is with you? It's like, what is with this chick? Like, there's so much weird shit with her. And unfortunately, since like Mume decided to reveal to everyone, saying like, oh, I'm a Kabaneri, I'm not a Kabane and all that, and like everyone's like, no, there's still monsters. Like, it's like, no, like, because we had like Ayame, like she was there, she was trying to like, you know, get everyone calm. They said they promised that they'll be at the rear car and all that, so in case, you know, to put any superstitions around, but everyone doesn't seem to have that kind of like same beliefs. And also as well, can we talk about like when they were saying, oh, we're out of water and we're gonna have to stop for a day, like, and trap around? Can we talk about the guy that was talking about, like this English guy out of nowhere that just cares out maybe like just like, I'm guessing like he was an actual English like actor or something like that with Japanese and all that, because he didn't sound like he was at all fluent in like Japanese at all. He didn't sound like he had like an accent to it and all. So I was a bit wondering about it. Is that, did they just get some American dude that knew Japanese into this, or like for some reason, or is it the other way around, that just like some dude just happened to know English and his like accent isn't as thick? So that was a really weird part of the episode. I don't know what was with that guy. Like, it was a little bit weird. And then we finally get to find out like the truth of actually what happened with the car. I'm so glad that this wasn't like, you know, into like the episode like 12 or something like that. Oh, I finally found out what happened to his sister. He's like, no, this isn't even an original, like, a story and all that. It's like, because this has happened many times before, I'm just telling my tale of it, is that I was there, my place got overrun, and I was running, my sister was there, she got bitten, and I used the excuse of saying, I'm going to try and find help. And he ran, and he ran, and he ran, and even when he was, like, trying to pretend, like, oh, I'm going to, like, get people to help me and all that, they just kept pushing me away. And that's kind of showed, like, when an apocalypse or anything, like, happens, or, like, when anything like that, like, involves, like, them being in danger, you kind of start seeing the true colors of human beings. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how people are. Like, they're, like, very selfish when it comes to, like, their things. Their priorities come first instead of, like, just saving a random kid, on the street. And I gotta say, the art throughout all of that part, especially when you saw her body there, I was like, oh my god, that is so fucking detailed. It looks absolutely amazing. And seeing all of that, and then he also as well having to pull like the little fucking heart, little thing to blow up their heart up, like, oh no, like, no, I don't want to see this shit go down. And it's like, and he's doing it right there, and that's where the crystal comes from, because there's two crystals. One is that he had, and then also there's one that the sister had, and seeing that as she was like literally turning into like a Kabane right in front of him and all that, that was pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. Even still, it's like, I don't want to like go through that. It's like, you know, I have to kill a family member and I'm seeing them turning right before my eyes. It's like, I'd rather have them like dead on the floor, kind of like that, and then pull it out of it so that they don't have the misery of ever turning into one of those monsters. So kind of the mess up thing. And even with like a bunch of people on the actual like train are trying to plan shit, they're like, no, we gotta do something here. We gotta, like, you know, we gotta get rid of these guys. And Mube is like, although the actual like ground level is like, oh, I'm gonna like fucking like, you wanna go and all that? You wanna fucking play at this shit? I'll do it, because she went running out before because she smelled like a Kabani on the train. It was like, alright, there's someone on this train here that's like, especially like, there's some shady shit going on to here, like, I don't know what's going on, but I can sense shit. You had that, like, whilst like, you know, like, she decides like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna go out, and she's just like, deciding to like, play with the children and stuff like that. And you see that, you know, she's got a nice side of her. She's definitely a lot more childish than what Ikoma was, and with Ayami, like, was trying to stop them from attacking, like, you know, Ikoma, she like, grabbed a knife and saying, let's test your resolve right here and now. It's like, instead of just being like, oh no, please, just everyone calm down. Like, she did that, but then she was like, alright, then we'll fucking prove it then. Stab the slug and he goes. He's like, why? Like, come on, man. If you have your resolve right now, bite me and all that, you know, break my arm, like, do all this shit, like, you know, prove, you know, that to yourself and all that. And it's like, and he's just like, no, I have one objective and all that. It's like, as he's grabbing the knife and he's like, to destroy all the Kabaneri, and it's like, you know, like, okay, where we heard that before, but it's like, on all jokes aside and all that, we knew already that that was his plan. And come on, it's like, Eren was not the first one to destroy all the Titans, alright? Like, none of them fucking made it. That's like a pretty non-original line, like, if you think about it. But it's like, yeah, we knew about his goal, but it's like, you know, declaring it in front of the world, it's like, you know, I got a body that can heal, like, and it's pretty goddamn strong. And then the kind of the little ending of the episode is like, oh, by the way, we need blood. It was a bit of a confusing thing. It's like, when Mume just stopped joking, you know, she was like, childish, she's like, oh yeah, I need blood. And then just the art, just the animation just there, and she's like, I ain't joking. I need blood. Like that, it's like, you know, that's the thing of us being half, you know, like monsters, we have to have blood. It's like, oh, you're gonna bite it, and like, it seems weird that none of these people at all are kind of getting the point that they say, to get the blood, they don't need to bite their neck. Just cut your fucking, like, aristo and just give them a bit of blood. Like, obviously that's, like, they've never seen something like this, so they're being super paranoid and thinking, like, every time that they've ever seen, like, a Kabane eat something like that, it's like, you know, they're trying to go there to get to the nape in the neck and just try and, like, eat them alive. So I think they're probably scared, like, oh, one of us is going to have to turn to, like, feed them. We're going to have to be, like, cattle stock. And I doubt that. I think they just honestly need to be fed. As we can see as well, because Ikoma at the end, it seems like he's, like, he seems like as well he was missing his crystal as well to keep him out. So I was wondering what the fuck was going on with that. Like, unless it was just covered in blood. It was like, well, then it's like, if you push them too far, if they haven't had any energy, then that's what's going to happen. A lot of questions, obviously, that's going to be answered, and I'm glad that episode 4 was kind of getting to that point. It was really messed up what, like, Mume had to do, because that woman was actually, like, you know, infected with, like, being, like, a Kabani, but she was also, as well, having, like, an unborn child inside of that, and it was like, when she realized, like, oh, she was pregnant, she, like, even her, she was like, oh my god, what the fuck did I just do? So, like, that's really messed up to see that. It's like, that's even worse, though. It's like, not only your mom, like, is infected and all that, but you have an unborn child inside of you. It's like, god damn. And it seems like they're kind of pushing, like, some of these other few characters I'm starting to see like that. Like, you know, those, like, other chicks and all that, like, operate the train, and I'm, like, hoping, like, we might get a little bit more on them so far, because the show definitely seems like it's focusing a lot on, you know, Ikoma, Mume, Ayame. It seems like those are kind of the three characters it seems like they're kind of pushing on so far to the show, but even still, like, animation is holding up. Art is fucking beautiful. It is absolutely stunning in this episode. It's honestly my favorite thing, like, about it is just, like, how nice and fluent, like, the animation is, and just how beautiful the art is, and just how beautiful everything in this show is. Like, even being, like, a apocalypse as well, it's like, why? It's like, it just looks so fucking nice, like, when I see, like, some of the characters. It just looks so beautiful. So honestly, I really liked this episode as well. I think this was a good one. I will say that out of, like, pacing wise, this is probably one of the slower ones, as they were just traveling around, and obviously they had to make a pit stop, and we was finding out a little bit, you know, I'm glad we found out about Ikoma. I'm glad we're starting to find out a little bit about Mume, because that, you know, when she pulls that ribbon, that's the restraint coming off. That's like, yo, let's fucking go. Powers are going in like that. I kind of like that. But, and, like, you know, training her, like, Ikoma to be her, like, living shields, and it's just like, that's pretty much you are. You're the tank, and Mume's the DPS, like that, so you better be getting used to being a tank with that pile bunker. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the future of this show is going. No news yet on to the fact that whether it's going to be 12 episodes or 24. Like, since we didn't hear this for a while, for like a couple of shows and all that, since now we, you know, we're nearly get to that month where, you know, episodes worth, since we're already like quite a few episodes in already to most of the shows. My guess is that either A, they're probably going to announce till very late, maybe to like episode 7, 8 or something, that if they're going to do 24, 25 episodes, or B, they're going to do it right last minute, and then they're going to be like, oh, we're going to take a season break, and then we're going to do season 2, because it definitely, where this show is going, it definitely does not look like this is a show that's going to be wrapped up in like 12. Like, we're already at the 3rd episode, and we're like at the point where it's like, yeah, we're going to go and see if we can get to the stronghold right now, but it's like, and like, you know, it's head research of Kabani division, but it's like, yeah, it doesn't sound like the kind of the big plot of the story is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Definitely did love this episode though. I'm going to give this one a solid 9. I think like a lot of this stuff was really good. When it wanted to make me laugh, I laughed. When it wanted me to get emotional, I got emotional. That's what that show is doing right, and just animation and art is just fucking stellar. It's the best looking show this season, and it is one of my favorite shows this season. Next to Jojo, Diamond is Unbreakable. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But if you love Kabaneri as much as I do, then you hit that like and you hit that subscribe down below. That's all from me, so I'll see you beautiful bastards next time.